Dual agency is when a particular real estate agent or broker represents both the buyer and the seller. For instance, Keller Williams is a brokerage, and there is a broker of record whose license is registered as the broker for that office. If somebody from that office has a buyer and somebody else from that office has the seller, that's dual agency. If I represent a buyer and a seller on my own property and I represent both parties, that's also dual agency.
In terms of establishing whether or not a transaction is a dual agency transaction, the buyer and the seller, the buyer in particular, is going to know that up front. Then the buyer is going to know that he's asking an agent to write an offer for him who already has the listing on the property. That's a choice that the buyer makes. Many buyers decide not to do that. They go find other representation.
Many buyers won't buy a house unless they're buying it from the selling agent. The selling agent normally knows more about the property, and the disclosures are a little more complete. Many times a better price can be negotiated.
It's hard because you're wearing two hats. So you're representing the seller, you're representing the buyer, and this is in the situation where you as the agent are representing both people. It's not where the broker of record has two agents that are representing the parties individually. It gets hard because, and it's more work actually for us, because we have to be very careful that the buyer and the seller consistently believe, as they should, that we're representing their best interests.
In the agency disclosure document that you sign with a buyer or a seller, the first thing it spells out is that the agent has a fiduciary responsibility. And you have that responsibility to both sides. You need to represent them both to the best of your ability and to keep them intact and whole and not at risk.
Basically, it is completely and totally up to the buyer to have a comfort level there. Again, it's this whole issue of checking on the broker. If you really do want to work with the listing broker for some peculiar reason, you want to create this dual agency situation, then you need to at least check that broker's credentials out. At least that's what I would do. I would check them out and make sure that they're an honest and upright and reputable broker.
So this is part of my morning ritual. Usually I will wake up, this in hand, make sure I'm up to date with whatever appointments there are for the day, and then just see how many emails. So right now I've got 73 unread emails, so I'm kind of on track. So I run a business called Pigeonhole. We've been in operation for just around 5.5 years now. We started as a little shop and now I've got 5 stores. We're not like lofty design snobs, it's not really what we're about, but we're about having interesting, fun, quirky products that are accessible to a wide range of people. In the car with me is my lovely fashion manager, Crystal.
Hey guys.
We're on our way to a viewing. Basically a viewing is when you go see a brand and they have all their clothes out on display for you to choose from. Today we're going to see Stussy. Big international brand, but they have actually got Australian designers doing Stussy Australian range, and it's pretty good. It sells really well for us in our menswear store, which is in Northbridge. So basically we're going through the clothes, finding the ones that we like. These are going to arrive in July. Still going to be a bit cold, so maybe jumpers are okay. And then we put them on this rack here. I guess how I've learnt how to do my buying, big process of trial and error, mostly lots of error. And I think the other thing is like doing a lot of travel. I guess the more you travel, the more you see in other stores, the more you see in other brands. And I guess from there you can kind of work out what is different, what is new, and what is exciting. Oh, hey Maxie, how's it going? We're trying to negotiate a lease, a short-term lease. They potentially are going to offer us something extremely good deal if I moved in tomorrow. I think it's after tomorrow. So, but we're in negotiation because I think that's a bit hard for us to do. And also we might want to have a potentially a longer period of time than what they were offering. We don't have to move in straight away, but basically he's like, I need to know today if you're going to be doing this and when you're going to be thinking about moving in.
Okay.
Well, I graduated from law, and I think it's helped me quite a lot, and it trained me in the way that I think. I've done all my leases by myself, and most of the agreements that we've done, I've done by myself. The thing is, like, what we need to work out is, firstly, what is this agreement? Like, are we, you know, like, are they wanting a profit share on this?
So like, we'll say 3-month trial because it's not a big space. I think we need to heavily market this as well.
I think staffing is the hardest part about business because you want to bring together a group of people that really love what they do. Finding those people is like a challenge in itself, and then they also have to get along really well with each other and they have to get along well with you. Yeah, overall it looks really good. Do you reckon, is there a way that we can have 4 images? Like